Hello, 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 everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome to an extremely live version of Breaking the Grade. The reason I say this one is extremely live is I am at ERDI. I'm gonna tell Ken to put that in the link here so that we can really explain what ERDI is to everybody else. So Ken, can you put that in the portal, or sorry, can you put that in the chat? I'm reading something that shows portal. Can you put that in the chat exactly what ERDI is? They've been transforming education for 40 years. That's ERDI. That's the community that I'm a part of. And at ERDI, we are at our summer institute here in Baltimore, Maryland, and really surrounded by some wonderful people. At ERDI, which let me back up, Education Research and Development Institute, which started in 1985, we are here, and in my position, I'm a solution provider. Sorry, I work with solution providers. I'm a part of the expert network. And just to show you that we're absolutely in Baltimore, I've got the crab chip, which if you've ever been to Maryland, you know it's seasoned with Old Bay, and those chips are amazing. So we're here talking about kind of the sales reset on Breaking the Grade today. On the other side of these doors, John Gamba, Jen Ferrari, all the wonderful people, Jaime from ERDI, and some amazing people in the education space, tons of superintendents, tons of wonderful solution providers, tons of experts are on the other side of these doors. I'm in this room where they hosted a very important banquet where they gave away some really important awards. And one of them was to the great John Gamba, who won the Kathy Hurley Award for mentorship. Very proud of John. It's a really important award for him to win. And, you know, John and I aren't too far apart in age, but John is a mentor of mine. And I said that in my post that congratulated him on winning this particular award. And he deserved it. Kathy Hurley, who the award is named for, just a fantastic person. And she's meant so much to ERDI. Now, in all transparency, and I've told this to the good folks at ERDI, I'm going to go to IEI next week. And IEI is an opportunity for solution providers, experts like myself, and superintendents and district administrators to get together. It's just another flavor of coffee, a little bit different flavor. I've never been to IEI, so I'm going to get a chance to go up there, spend some time with Doug Roberts. John Gamble will be up there. There's a bunch of solution providers and superintendents who are here at ERDI and are going to IEI in Vermont next week. I encourage you to look them up and see if either of those, ERDI or IEI, are a good fit. I'm happy to talk you through why they might be. Now, today, and I'm getting my notes here on my phone. Usually I have them next to me. Today, we are talking about this sales reset. And here's where you should be. You should be active over the summer. Yes, should you take a break? Absolutely. Do you need to recharge? Do you need to reset? Absolutely. But that doesn't mean that you need to ghost LinkedIn. LinkedIn is a great place to stay relevant. Your newsletter, stay relevant, stay in the inboxes, be there with value, be there to help. Don't be there to try and sell. This is not the time to try and sell. No. This is the time to be there with value, with coaching, and able to talk to your people from a coaching standpoint, but not from a selling standpoint, because they're not interested in being sold to in this particular moment. This is the moment to reset your messaging, rebuild your signal, re-engage your buyers in the sense of helping, but not selling. You'll be there though when that fall frenzy hits. And maybe you'll be there when the provider they chose over you, because it does happen, doesn't do a good job. You're there to help. Maybe the provider does an okay job and the person you're talking to has some questions. You're there to help. So every year I basically see the same thing, right? People burn out from the spring, their messaging doesn't get updated, their visibility drops off LinkedIn, and their leads go stale. I do not want that for you. I don't want those things to happen, while I also want you to take a break. So I'm kind of saying both. The thing is, you can do both. So I'd like you to think about these 4 steps. This is our reset framework. Reset your message. Okay. What worked in April might not work in August. I'm sure it won't, because it's a different time of year and there's so much seasonality in sales. Ask yourself, am I solving the current pain point? Have I updated my calls to action? Pain points have dramatically changed, shoot, over the last couple days, mainly because of what's going on in the administration, but seasonality is a real thing as well, as I said. Have you updated your calls to action to reflect where the market is headed? If you know where the market is headed, let me know. So here's an example. Instead of saying, let's help students succeed, try fall is your last chance to recover learning loss before state benchmarks hit. Very big difference. Let me read that again. Instead of saying, let's help students succeed, very generic, say something like, fall is your last chance to recover learning loss before state benchmarks hit. You can reactivate dormant leads. That's step number 2 of our reset framework. Now, send a voice note. Anybody who knows me, and Ken can speak to this, and my friends and my wife and my mom, I like a good voice note, guys. I really like a good voice note. Now, here's the thing. I have a background in broadcast journalism, so I'm pretty good at sound bites, I think. Now, Ken may be saying, this guy thinks he's good at sound bites, but he rambles. I'm pretty good at sound bites, so I can usually actually get in everything I need to say under 30 seconds. I had a friend in Mexico who I was very close with, shared an office with, and his name is Adam. Good dude. Adam said, if you send me a voice note, this was to everybody, not just me. If you send a voice note over 30 seconds, I won't listen. Fair enough. So you can send a voice note, by the way, using LinkedIn mobile. Can't send voice notes on LinkedIn desktop, but on LinkedIn mobile you can. So that's a cool and interesting thing. You can just check in, say, hey, I'm at the beach, Superintendent Smith, and I saw that your school district did this. Congratulations. Just wanted to let you know I'm watching from the beach and you guys seem to be swimming along nicely. You can share a short win or an update. So you can tell Principal Smith or Superintendent Smith a win or an update, or you can send that in an email as well. Something that is not about sales, but something is as easy as, hey, we had a kid at our camp do this, and we're so excited. Take a look at this picture. You could invite them to a low stakes conversation. This is number 3 on my list because probably the least likely of happening, but you can always invite somebody. And if you're local, you could always say, hey, would you like to grab an iced tea? It's friggin' hot. This heat that we're experiencing here in Maryland, it's nothing new. It's kind of new to me because I've been in Mexico quite often recently, and we don't have this heat. So the goal here is not to sell, but to reconnect. Now, for something like this, you can look up our Raise Your Hand campaign in the Ed Sales Elevation Experience. That's from our masterclass. We also talked about that. That's a re-engagement tool. And a pro tip here, you can use phrases like, we're gearing up for fall and we thought of you. That can warm up the relationship again. We're not trying to sell, folks. You can rebuild the signal. Founders often confuse visibility with credibility. Okay. Posting every day means nothing if your message isn't clear. Let me repeat that. Posting every day means nothing if your message isn't clear. This is your time to share. Okay. Now, you can share what matters for your buyers. You can share what's changing in education come this fall. You can share how your solution fits into their strategy, not how they have to fit into your solution. And you can explain to people that you hope that they're resting as well. But again, that doesn't mean that you can't be there for them. You can go live like this. You can use carousels like Ken does when he helps with our social media. You can post simple founder stories. You guys know. And this is what I emphasized in a talk on Monday at ERDI about LinkedIn and today in my talk. Be authentic. Be yourself. Share a picture of your family at the beach. Share a picture of you driving down the highway with the top down. Share the fact that life is not as easy as it was 6 weeks ago. That's my share before my father passed, and how it's causing you to look at everything differently. You can share that if you want. Professionally, you can do that, because I think that people buy from people in the education space. It's helpful to know. It's an awful thing that I have to share, but I think it helps people to know kind of where I'm coming from right now, that my energy is a little different, that I'm not necessarily who I was 6 weeks ago. You can simplify the ask. That's step number 4 of our reset. If your last call to action had 4 paragraphs and 3 links, that's no good. Buyers at that point are probably confused and overwhelmed. One offer, one message, one clear call to action. Example: instead of saying schedule a 30-minute discovery call to explore our platform, boring, not effective. Say, want help with fall enrollment goals? DM me fall and I'll share what's working. Because then, if a superintendent or if a principal has enrollment issues, probably it's a private school we're talking about at this point, or a charter school, and you can share what's working, maybe they'll get one tip from you. And that would be helpful. Clarity builds confidence, and confidence gets conversations started. Let me repeat that. Clarity builds Let me try and repeat that. Clarity builds confidence, and confidence gets conversations started. So I want to make sure as a founder, you're thinking about this, but this is not about working harder. For many of you, you couldn't work any harder. I know that. It's about, yes, working smarter and recentering your sales engine before the budget window tightens, because it is tightening. I am seeing that, hearing that at this institute. I'll hear more about it next week at IEI from the people who control those budgets. It is tightening. And because it is tightening, what I'm talking to you about right now is timing, messaging, and confidence. The founders who reset now will already be in a better position come fall. Don't use this time to just take a rest. Use this time to reset and use that 4-step framework. The fall doesn't start in September. The fall has already started. I was encouraging everybody at a really important point in the summer to take a total break. And now I'm saying it's just about resting, recharging, and resetting. If you want to land deals, if you want momentum going into Q4, you need to update your message. You need to reignite old leads. You need to show up boldly. You need to simplify that ask. I'm going to say those again. Number 1, update your message. Number 2, reignite old leads. Number 3, show up boldly. Number 4, simplify your ask. Sales honestly isn't about who works the most, although some people think it is. Nobody's going to outwork you. Nobody's going to outwork Catherine or Anissa or Brent. My people work so hard who go through the Ed Sales Elevation experience. Sorry, my shirt's looking a little weird here. My people work so hard, just as hard as you. The thing is that they also do things like the summer reset, and that positions them to close deals in Q4. So let's do a little recap here. I'm in Baltimore. I'm going to eat these chips. I'm pumped. I'm at ERDI right now. I will be going to IEI in Stowe, Vermont on Monday. I'm really excited. I've never been to an IEI, so I'm really pumped about that. I will report back. I'm hoping to have Jen Ferrari on our show soon. She's super busy, as she should be. Hoping to have Doug Roberts on our show soon. He's super busy getting ready for his Summer Institute. In the meantime, I hope that you get super busy with your reset. We've given you 4 steps of what you can do, and I hope you do it from the beach, or I hope you do it from a place like this. That's Baltimore. Yeah, beautiful Baltimore. It's hot out there, though. But I hope you do it from a place like that. Okay? I appreciate everybody joining. We're going to wrap this one up in 20 minutes here. We're going to hit 20 minutes in 1 minute. I appreciate everybody joining. And then Ken reminds me, and he is so right. What would I do without Ken? We have a workshop coming up on Monday. We have a workshop, a LinkedIn workshop coming up on Monday. Ken, do you want to put into the chat our LinkedIn workshop? He will do that. And you should also put in IEI, to be fair to IEI. I see that ERDI is in the chat. You should also put in IEI, Ken, so people can see that. And our LinkedIn workshop. So our LinkedIn workshop is on Monday. And it's always fun, interactive. People walk away with actionable items. We're going to talk banner. We're going to talk headline. We're going to talk picture. We're going to talk about section, featured section, experience section. These are all things that are really important for you to work on when it comes to your LinkedIn. And now is a really good time to be working on these things. As I said, you can rest and you can be on LinkedIn commenting, helping others, posting, coaching others from the beach, from the harbor, from wherever you are. So Ken has put in there the workshop. Ken will also put in IEI because we want to be fair to everybody here. And I appreciate everybody joining today from wherever you are. I'm in Baltimore. I'll go back to DC tonight. I'll be in DC until Monday, then up to Vermont, and then back. But I'll be live next Thursday. I hope I have to look at that based on my flight. I have to adjust that. Nonetheless, I'll be live at some point. I appreciate everybody joining. I know that you guys are super busy right now because you're thinking about your business and because you're thinking about your health and well-being. And I also appreciate everybody who has reached out to me continuously about my own health and well-being. I've had a lot of people come up to me here at ERDI and say how sorry they are about what has happened, and that means so much. So I'm doing my best to keep an eye on my own health and well-being. Sometimes it's easier than others. I hope you are too. We're building a community and we need to be strong for each other. Sometimes one of us can be stronger than the other in that moment. So thank you guys for being stronger than me right now. It's the summer. I will recharge. I will do my own reset. And I am also here for you all the time. Find me on LinkedIn, email me jc@joshchernikov.com. Whatever it is, I'm here to help. I appreciate you guys joining, and I hope to see you on Monday. We've got 2 LinkedIn workshops. So no excuses, guys. No excuses. Appreciate it, guys. Have a good one. Thank you for joining.